Hello, this is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. It's very late at night, and this is a video for my local customer. Okay, Ed, this is video for you. So it's 12:30 at night, but this is the best time to actually check out for leaks. Now we have ultraviolet light over here, air conditioner leak we're looking for, and let's go over areas that are of interest. So first area of interest is obviously the condenser, because rock chips and all these things hit it. So I didn't see anything. Okay, so this light is very dim, but that's because it's not the regular bulb. I mean, what we want to see is, this. I just put a little puddle of dye, ultraviolet dye. This is the color that you want to see at the leak area. Again, this is 12:30 at night, almost 1 a.m. But so don't mind me. I'm tired as hell. So this is what we want to see. Obviously we might not see a huge puddle like this because the leak over here is very, very small. Now we can look around the connector. Obviously I've been using this a lot, and we see a little bit of a dye on the connector here. I connected the hoses and I pressurized them, as you can see, to about 90 psi with just air. High pressure is not connected because my connection is leaking, but you can see this green stuff. See this green dye on junction points here. See, like greenish kind of thing. That's because I've been using this a lot. Same here. That's the charge hose. Not using that right now as well. But anyway, this is the cap. You also have a little bit of a green dye. That's just because you open and close these things a lot, and you obviously will have some residue left over. Now we're looking at the condenser right now from the other side, because you never see it. It's like the dark side of the moon. But because I could separate these two on this particular car, we can look in there and see that we don't have any puddles or like green residue on the condenser on the other side. I looked around and I don't see any. I say it doesn't matter. This is all good. Now the AC compressor, that's another thing of interest. Now these little speckles of green, that's not dye. That's just like other material, like oxidation and whatever. But that's not what we're looking for. AC compressor is unfortunately down, loud, under, like very, very low. You don't even see it here, but the area of interest is one of them, at least, is right down there. Trying to get this on camera here, very difficult because I want to show the main junctions. It's like, I probably cannot even show it to you. It's like down under there. I'm doing my best, so I can't get the camera down there in that area. Okay, well, I guess I cannot show that because it's just way too kind of out of focus. It's out of focus, it does not even show. But anyway, that area is fine. There are no leaks, or maybe it catches it right now. Well, anyway, the inlet and outlets of the AC compressor, they're fine. Now if there would be leak around main seal, we would have seen it, but it's not there. So next areas are the receiver dryer. As you can see, there is green stuff that's inside. That's fine because that's under the glass. We don't see any leaks around plugs or anything like that. These are all fine. There are metal pipes going around, they never leak. So as you can see, there's like big metal pipe over here. This is the fuel cooler. Nothing is leaking around it, so it's all good. In there, down that bolt, very far away, that is our expansion valve, so I don't see any leaks around it either. Okay, so there is nothing that I see leaking here under pressure. All right, next thing, we're going under the car. We're gonna look under the car. Oh god, it's late at night, like I said. Usually this is our AC compressor here, so when it leaks, it can leak right in this seam, in this area right here. Nothing here. There's a O-ring over here. I rebuilt these before, so I know where they can leak. And obviously, if the main seal up front leaks, you will have residue right by the clutch. It's not there. Nothing is leaking. The back cover rarely leaks, but there's nothing here anyway. So, and this is the junction point that I wanted to show you, right in that area. As you can see, there are no leaks in that area as well. Right over there. Residue that you see, that's engine oil and all this other good stuff, but that is not Freon, because the green stuff would have shown. Okay, so this is all not relevant. This is not actually, this is the oil, actually oil cooler. We're looking at, oh god, this has been a long night, I tell you. Well, anyway, I mean, we don't have any leaks here because it would have shown like a bright green, you know, you would have seen it. Nothing here. These hoses, this is just engine oil. This is engine cooler, engine oil cooler, and all this other stuff. I don't see any green residue here, okay? So compressor area, there's a little bit of a speckle over there, right? See that green little speckle? That is extremely kind of weird, but it is above AC compressor. So I don't believe that is the Freon. That's the leak that we're looking for. It's not our leak, okay? Because AC compressor is right here, and that is somewhere above. So there's something else. That's not that. It's not the AC compressor, because I looked on top and they're not leaking. So let me show you the area that I have problem with. So same over here, everything looks good. So anyway, I'm not gonna even go there. Now, I want to show you the area that I'm not happy with. So this is the middle of the car, and I don't know if you can see it. It's very dark. Here's your handle here, right? So we're gonna go under, in the middle of the vehicle. We're gonna go under, and let's just look at the area that I am not happy about. Okay, so I know it's dark and you don't see anything, but you'll see it now. That, you see that green stuff over there? It's not focusing, so let me try to focus. And want to focus. It doesn't want to focus, this camera. This is ultraviolet. It's not something this camera is used to, I assume. No, it doesn't want to focus. But In any event, try to do it one more time. Try to focus this thing. You see green right in that area, right up there. So these are drains for your AC. This is like, I'm trying to show it to you, but it's just like so bad. I don't understand why. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's our focus. You see all green? This is evaporator. This is where evaporator leaks. And I think this is our problem. Now, you did replace evaporator. I know that. You told me that. But here is my problem with it. If you look, I replaced this transmission for you before. I know that the transmission was replaced, so this should be fine. I mean, it should be clean. If those leaks up above, those green things, green residue, now it would have been from previous repair, but I do have lots of green stuff right on the replacement transmission. Okay, so either, you see there's a little bit of speckle, like, I don't know, you probably can see it, but see, there's a little bit of green over here, there's a little bit of green over here, there's a little bit of green over there, right in that area. There's a little bit of green, so, and a little bit of green at the edge of the transmission. So what I'm trying to say is that either that is old dye from previous repair, like they put dye in it, and then that's how previous diagnostic came from, like evaporator, or this is new. But for the life of me, I don't see any other leaks except for those drain tubes. Get out of here. Okay. So this is the thing. Here's our light. So it's the car. I mean, I don't know if you see it on the video. Here's the car. So it's lifted up off the floor because I wanted to see underneath. So that's my thing. I think there's nothing wrong around this area. We have everything covered here. Condenser itself, there's nothing really greenish anywhere around it. The pressure leaks extremely slow because I put it up to like 90, now it's like 87, 86. So it's leaking air somewhere, but again, don't forget, these are gauges. They can actually leak a little bit. Not the best gauges in the world. So this is my problem. I don't think that there are any other leaks in the system, but evaporator, I do think there's a leak. So again, going back to our puddle, this is the puddle, ultraviolet, green. See this? Green. So the only green area that I've seen is where evaporator drains are. Alright, so this is gonna be all for me. It's late at night, I have to wrap it all up, and we'll talk tomorrow. Alright, so this is all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.